شهربینم فیلم گرفتی نازده برم شهربینم دمت آرمان
Video geolocated by CNN showing several large explosions in Isfahan, Iran. The overnight bombardment comes on the heels of Israel's wide-scale wave of strikes across Iran's capital on Monday. And earlier in Jerusalem, smoke trails left by intercepted missiles could be seen across the night sky.
I certainly hope that this is all about posturing. And I understand that because that happens through history so many times, is that you preposition forces and you have the sense to be able to not exercise them. It's also something where, let's just say that there were 6,500, 7,500 soldiers and Marines. That's a drop in the bucket. Whenever we went into Iraq, we had nearly 200,000. So this is completely absurd to think that a small number of airborne, which are very, very lightly armed, airborne soldiers, as well as, of course, Marines, could do anything other than, I mean, yes, they could take an island, but they will be absolutely targets. I was actually in the 82nd Airborne myself as a company commander a long time ago, back in 1979 when the Shah fell. We were on alert to go into Tehran to be able to seize the airport. Cooler heads prevailed, and they called off the mission because they knew that an airborne brigade dropping into the middle of tens of thousands of armed military, we would not have survived.
And this Iranian regime doesn't want to be at war with us forever. You know, they have their own reasons to want this to end. But right now, as Adam said, they see a lot of value in putting the pressure on us, putting the pressure on Trump, making us look foolish, you know, making us look uncredible, right? Right. So I think that they'll let this go on until it becomes too painful for them. At a certain point, they have to sell oil, they have to try to govern, you know, so they will capitulate. Will they trust us? No, but again, I think that generally there's always some level of distrust. I mean, we never trusted the Iranians when we had the agreement that Obama signed with them on the nuclear, you know, program. We never trusted them. That's why the UN had to go in and inspect. Exactly. And Reagan always said trust and verify, and every other president has believed that as well.
Right. But there was also a level of credibility, and I guess that's the intangible that we're all talking about, that now is different. Colonel, I showed images of the U.S. boxer, and those are images that the Pentagon is putting out. You know, this is the propaganda from the Pentagon, but they're sending a message of readiness and that they're on their way, and that could be another 2,000. We don't know how many are in that MU, but that's what can be on the USS Boxer. When you have this many forces in the region, do you end up in a situation where you end up using them?
Often, yes. Now there are ways to pull it back, Aaron, but there's kind of like a wind-up toy. When you move forward, and there's a certain momentum that you have when you deploy forces forward.
Eventually, when you let it out of your hand, it
just
shoots
moves
out.
forward. It shoots out, moves forward. It's like a top spinning across the table. That's the kind of thing that we're looking at here potentially, because if you don't control what is happening next, you're going to end up having to do something. And clearly these forces need to be prepared. The MU, the 31st MU, which is the USS Boxer's Marine Expeditionary Unit, they are clearly ready to do certain things when called upon to do them. That is their job, that is their mission. But the problem that they're going to have, that the White House is going to have, is they're going to have to figure out, do they really want to use them, or are they going to do something else to position them maybe for negotiating purposes or something like that?
播报新闻是我的日常，必须时刻保持妆容和皮肤的最佳状态。当来到人生中最重要的时刻，也是 KS 逆时奇迹帮助我轻松驾驭，闪闪发光。KS 逆时奇迹活肤露全效精华、精华霜，多达5种 EGF 6大冻龄关键成分，保湿效果让我非常满意，小细纹也不再困扰我。我就是我自己的最佳女主角。KS 让我从容自信，光彩动人。我是我人生中的大女主，我的最爱我做主。KS 逆时奇迹系列热卖中，下单请上快点购，透过中天新闻网 App 下单立减50，或输入 CTI 推荐码有额外折扣。